Hey, what's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about Fabio Fognini's style of play. I think he gets a bad rep with the way people call him lazy, and I think that actually has to do with, again, his racket and his technique. So his first round, he had a good round again out at Indian Wells, had a tough second round against Biaz, but if you look at his racket specs, I got him from Tennis Nerd. He breaks everything down. He used to have his pro stock rackets. He has a very hefty racket. He uses the old Babolat soft drive, and it's like a near even balance swing weight, right? Much like the McEnroe racket that I have. So it's like even balance, which makes it way heavier. I think it's 11.9 ounces strung or unstrung, not sure. You have to check the link below if you want to check it out more. But it's very heavy. Most pros play with a more headlight racket. So what's that cause when we're playing? Well, the heavier racket, you can't do as much whippy things around with it, you know, on defense and sort of on the full run, do a banana shot or things like that, right? So what he has to do is he has to be a lot quicker and set up, and his shots go more penetrating through the court and fast. Because he's only like, what, 5'9", smaller guy. But he's able to really crank and outpower his opponents. He gets free pace on his serve, and that is because of his racket setup. So I'm thinking that laziness is not because, you know, he doesn't want to try. It's just that he has to stay ahead and get on top of the point and be more of an aggressive player, because on defense he's really good at slicing or slapping the ball when he does get in, you know, the right position. But if he's just on the run, he's not going to have those dipping amazing shots because of the heft of the racket. So for my players that know this, that have gone out and played, play with a near even balance racket, and then if you put a lot more weight to it, it's so much harder to swing, right? You just can't do certain things. And that's the trade-off between more head light and more even balanced and head heavy. That's why you see very few pros have more of that even balance type. I think that, and the Tennis Nerd talks about this, where Carlos Moya had a very head heavy racket. I mean, his was actually not even balanced. It was more head heavy. McEnroe is the same way. So McEnroe hit more of his angles with his, you know, his slice and his chips. You didn't see really that type of spin in his game. And you don't see the same thing with Fognini. So this can help your game, because with your game, what type of racket are you using? Does it sort of suit your game with what you're trying to do, right? I mean, Andre Agassi wrote in his book, In the Open, if you guys have read that book, really interesting read, where he talked about he played with his opponent's rackets before his match. And that's because every racket, there's no perfect racket, right? But every racket sort of suits a certain stroke more than the other strokes. And so then he would kind of know what that racket was good at in those big moments and why that player tended to go for those shots. So just my thought process on Fabio Fognini. Till next time, guys.